Guys, we talk about doing special. Hey, we talk about doing special. Winning the division is doing special. Right? Winning the division is doing special. Nobody's repeated in this division for 20 years. Right? Y'all should be proud of that. Right? You don't do special unless you got the men in this room, the talent that we have, and that we play with great detail, and that we do that together. All right? And we got a lot more to go. We got a long way to go. Enjoy it now, and then we're back to work. We got a lot to be thankful for.
The Eagles are back on a winning streak during this holiday season. They handled business against their NFC rivals, the Washington Commanders, while sealing the division again. First time since 2004. The Eagles also won a nail-biter on the road in harsh conditions against a potential Super Bowl opponent in the Buffalo Bills. Let's get into it. Welcome to Fourth and Chill. Eagles roll over the Commanders 29-18 for their Week 16 matchup and move to 10-5 on the season. Most importantly, assert their dominance over the NFC East by remaining champs of the division. It was looking a little dim for the Eagles a few weeks ago. The schedule as a whole was not kind to the Birds, but like the championship squad they are, they weathered the storm and put themselves in a position to compete in the playoffs yet again. Now, as much crap as I give Nick Sirianni about his offensive mindset and the philosophy that he has, I will say he does a good job of refocusing the team on what matters most, and that's winning. Say what you want about Nick Sirianni, but when it's all said and done, he'll go down as one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. Even despite his flaws, he has one of the highest winning percentages of a head coach of all time. The winning percentages put him behind the great John Madden and the legendary Vince Lombardi. Sirianni may not be the greatest developer of talent when it comes to his coaching personnel, but he gets everyone to buy into what he's doing in Philadelphia, and that matters a lot. Major salute to him. And I think us as a whole, and I mean as a whole, Eagles fans really don't appreciate how great of a quarterback Jalen Hurts really is. We've seen the graphic time and time again, Jalen's offensive coordinator track record. I mean, look at this. Since 2016, Jalen has had 9 different offensive coordinators. 9. And if we break that down a little bit further, that's about 6 or 7 offensive ideology/schemes he's expected to learn and master. And then think of all the terminologies, small cues, and revolving relationships and trusts Jalen has to deal with. Even with all that said, Jalen remains the steady constant. Since he became the starter for the Eagles in 2021, he has been to 5 straight playoffs, 2 Super Bowls, and has claimed 3 NFC East division titles.
I am inevitable.
Stop letting these NFL spreadsheet dorks tell you that Jalen isn't a good quarterback. At the end of the day, the goal is to win, and to win at a high clip. And Jalen has done that ever since the Eagles gave him the keys to the team. We need to start showing more respect to the quarterback one. Now let's talk about the game. Very simple game for the Birds, a game they were expected to win, so there's really not much to discuss. I think the Eagles looked good overall against the Commanders. A little miscues here and there, but nothing too much to trip about. Saquon just runs well against the Commanders. He simply just gives Dan Quinn fits on defense, and that's going on for 2 straight seasons now. 21 carries, 132 yards rushing, and a touchdown for Barkley. He has some really impressive runs on this game, like this touchdown right here. Eagles family, if the Eagles coaching staff can just get Barkley going just in time for the playoffs, it's going to get spooky. And they'll need Saquon to be Saquon of old, because having a balanced attack on offense is key. And it's really common knowledge at this point. Also, Tank Bigsby finally got his touchdown as an Eagle, and it was very cool to see. Shout out to Tank, who has proven to be an exceptional complimentary back behind Saquon. And like always, Uno played well. Again, when Jalen Hurts uses his legs to extend plays, he's extremely dangerous. I love the fact that he did the little things against the Commanders, like climbing the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield when the pressure's mounted. Even though teams haven't learned and they're still going to do it, they're going to blitz Jalen a lot, especially in the playoffs. So it's really up to Sirianni and Patullo to keep harping on Jalen about going through his progressions and taking the easy out sometimes. We always don't need the home run play from Jalen. Jalen finished the day with 185 yards passing with 2 touchdowns and had 40 yards of his own on the ground. Solid day from Uno. I've said this once and I'll say it again. This defense is elite and it's championship level. Fangio has his unit grooving just at the right time, arguably a top 5 passing defense, and since that Chicago game, they've gotten so much better with their rushing defense as well. Might I add, Jalen Carter hasn't played a lot this season. The Jalen Phillips acquisition was huge, but other players are stepping up, especially Jordan Davis. Now, I do feel bro got snubbed from the Pro Bowl, but I do think he should be an all-pro selection. He's playing at such a high level right now, and he has been such an anchor on that defensive line. Shout out to Jordan Davis. Cooper and Quinyon, broken record. They're just too good. Haven't seen an Eagles duo quite like this cornerback duo, might I add, since Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown. They both earned Pro Bowl nods this season, and it was well deserved. Brandon Graham continues to wreak havoc on the defensive line as a defensive tackle. I think he added another year of playing time with this position switch. Just saying, BG looked great out there yet again against the Commanders. And very quickly, Jake Elliott. Lock in, dog. Jake is really notorious for this, man. He'll look like the worst kicker in the world right before the playoffs. Then he'll be money all of a sudden. But last year, it was reported that he was dealing with an injury, and I don't know what his issue is this season, because he's kicking well below the league average, and there's no excuse for the struggles. Again, he's under contract until 2028, and the current kickers available aren't much better. So the Eagles are pretty much hoping that he'll just figure it out soon. But on to the Bills game. The Eagles fought their tails off to the very end in Buffalo, holding off the Buffalo Bills 13-12 and move to 11-5. And now the number 2 seed is in play as they head towards their season finale against the Washington Commanders. All right. About this Buffalo game, man. The Eagles won at the end of the day. It was a playoff-like game, bad weather, horrible officiating, and I get that it's December, so we need to take wins as they come, but I wholeheartedly believe you need to start building momentum on both sides of the ball. For example, you have a working offensive formula in the first half of the game. You build a safe enough lead, and then you completely do the opposite of what is working. I get the whole playing to protect the lead by being slightly conservative and running the ball, but that only works when you can run the ball. Philly can't run the ball effectively consistently, and that's largely due to the offensive line being up and down all season. But to me, if I know that something isn't working well, I'm not going to keep spamming it. Again, the Eagles offensive coaches make life harder for themselves constantly, and that's where my frustration comes in. I'm not mad that they won the game. I'm just mad that they're making the game harder for themselves. Now, am I saying don't run the ball then? Of course not. But what I'm saying is that we need to show some creativity with these run plays. They're very predictable, and most of the time they lead to negative runs. And it seems as if the Eagles are amongst the league leaders in negative run plays. And what's more frustrating is that your quarterback was grooving in the first half and you completely took the ball out of his hands in the second half. Jalen Hurts was 0 for 7 in passing in the second half. Here's what Jalen Hurts had to say about the offensive performance from the Buffalo game.
What do you make of the disparity offensively from the first half to the second?
I think we got into a good rhythm and good groove. We're able to move the ball down the field in the first half, and in the second half, there are a lot of things that I have to watch the tape on to be able to pinpoint. Obviously, maintaining aggression is one thing, and maintaining rhythmic ball play, then just going out there and executing ultimately. So you always look yourselves in the mirror with that.
I don't know, man. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the Eagles' approach kind of throughout the whole season in the second half of games? Let me know in the comments below. Boy. This defense is real. As much disdain I have for the offensive inconsistencies, I have to give Vic Fangio and the defense their flowers for the season. The Eagles have an elite defense right now, and because of that, my confidence level going into the playoffs is high. The Eagles held the number 6 scoring offense scoreless for 3 quarters. And again, we can't keep asking Vic to win us games. We need the offense to step up in the second half. Again, this is another masterful job by Vic Fangio. Jalen Phillips continues to shine. That man is a straight up football player. Continues to make play after play. Broken record with him. He's proven to be an A+ trade acquisition. Shout out to Howie. Shout out to Vic, who probably was in Howie's ear about Jalen Phillips, bringing him over from Miami. He has just been a perfect edge rusher for the Birds. Cooper DeJean, dog. Straight dog. He's continued to prove himself as one of the top nickel corners in this league week in and week out. Jalix Hunt, dog. My boy is turning out to be a really, really good player, man. And I'm just preaching to Eagles fans, be patient with him, because when he turns that corner, watch out. Jalen Carter, a big dog. Jalen Carter, by the way, proved to have a game-defining extra point block on the Bills. And he's done this more than once this season. And what have I said about Jalen Carter all season? He is a difference maker, and he elevates the play of others. Plain and simple. I also want to give a shout out to Zach Bond and Moro Ajomo. A lot of these defensive players I can name. Even Adoree Jackson had himself an okay game. Marcus Epps was up and down, but I felt like he settled in at a good time in the second half. Listen, man, the Eagles escaped with a win, and that's all that matters. As they gear for the playoffs, I just want to make note that the margin of error is slim, and you need to start playing complementary football on both sides. You need to start executing at a high level. Having your quarterback go 0 for 7 in the second half in a playoff game probably won't cut it. Keep the level of aggression up throughout games, and the Eagles will find themselves on the mountaintop again. Now, I do believe that this championship defense is still elite, and I think that even with the offensive struggles, the defense can probably win them another Super Bowl. It remains to be seen, but I do believe that they have the pieces in place to repeat as NFL champions. Thank you all for the constant support and for dropping in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all Eagles-related news. And one more thing, happy holidays. Until next time, fly Eagles fly.